In this video, we're going to look at how you take an exam or a quiz within Blackboard. I'm going to go in here to the assignments folder, which is where the orientation exam is located. Scroll down to the bottom, and we have the orientation exam. To take the exam, you just click here on the link, and it's going to come up to a page, and you have to click the begin button to actually begin. Now you've got unlimited attempts on this exam. Some instructors will allow you multiple attempts, others will not. Some of them will time the exams, some will not. Now there are two types of tools similar in Blackboard. One is called a survey. There's a couple surveys in this course, and those are ungraded examples that you would take. The exam itself is a graded example, and what happens is on the ungraded ones, it'll put a check in there showing that you've completed them. It will not give you a score, nor can the instructor see how you've done on that survey or how you specifically answered on any question. Now on the test itself, they will show up. This is selected to show the highest score that you've completed. So as you go in and look, you can see all your previous grades, but you can also see what your highest score is. And you need a 72 on this one to complete it successfully. Now, within the test itself, there is a timer. This is set up with a timer just so you'll get experience what the timer looks like and be familiar with it once you go in to take an exam in a real course. So I'm going to go ahead and click begin here to enter the exam. You'll notice that in the previous versions of Blackboard there was a little pop-up timer. Here it's showing it right here in this bar. It's showing how much time has elapsed. And then for each of the questions, you've got places here where you can click to answer the questions. You can save all your answers along the way, and that's suggested that you do save your answers along the way occasionally. You don't need to click save and answer every time you answer a question. That'll really take a lot of time. But as you go through, this test is a total of 25 questions. They're worth 4 points apiece for a total of 100 points. I would save it every 5 or 10 questions. And the reason why you'd want to do that on a standard test and a regular class is as you save it, it's saving the work to the server, letting them keeping track of how much time you spent in there. And if something happens during the exam, you should immediately contact your instructor by email or by phone. Probably by email if you're doing it in the evening or on weekends. But definitely immediately send an email letting the instructor know there is a problem. Now, every instructor has different policies on quiz resets or test resets. Sometimes they allow you to go to the learning lab, retake it. Sometimes they'll reset it. Sometimes they give you multiple attempts. So every instructor has some policy about exams, and I would look at what that policy is in the syllabus or other documents for your specific course. But if something happens, let the instructor know right away so that don't wait 2 or 3 days, because that really counts against you. Let them know right away. There will be a timestamp on the test so they can tell when you were in there and when it happened, and there'll be a timestamp on your email so they'll know how quickly you let them know. So like I said, let them know right away. You can always follow up with a call the next day during office hours or some other way. Now, as you go through the test, like I said, I would answer, maybe 4 or 5 questions, and I'm just selecting some random answers here. And then after I've answered, I did 6 there, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. I can either scroll the top or bottom, hit save all answers. And you see it's saving answers up here. It's still showing my timer across the top. Now, when you get ready to submit, you can click the Save and Submit button. When you click the Save and Submit button, it's going to warn me that I did not answer all the questions. And if you want to go ahead and submit it, that's fine, but it is warning you that you've not really completed the test yet. You can click Cancel and actually go back and answer some more of the questions if you like. And I'm going to go ahead now and Save and Submit. Once again, it's warning me I've not actually completed it, and there's some answers I've left incomplete. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. and then it's going to ask me to confirm that I want to submit this assessment. Now, if you've completed all of your questions, you're not going to get that first warning. You're just going to get this message. And you have to confirm that you want to submit this assessment. And the reason they do that, they don't want you accidentally clicking the submit button when you really are trying to go back and review. Maybe just save your questions and you want to go back and review before you submit it. So they're giving you this chance. And if you want to go back and review your questions, click cancel here. Go ahead and review them and come back and hit save and submit. But I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Now it's going to show me that my test has been submitted. It shows me the student name, some other information when it was submitted. I can click OK now to view the results. And the OK button is down here in the lower right. I'll click OK. And it's going to show me how I did. I only got 12 out of 100. Big surprise. I really didn't answer all the questions, and I was just randomly clicking answers. So, and it shows me how much time I spent in there. So once again, some things to keep in mind. Make sure you have plenty of time to complete the test before you start. Know what your instructor's policy is on making up assignment or test resets in case something happens. Make sure you have a good internet connection when you're trying. You don't want to try and take an exam during a thunderstorm when you may lose internet connectivity. And also let them know immediately if something happens, and then you can always follow up, but get that email off to them immediately if something does happen. You can call the Blackboard support if you're having repeated problems with exams, but if for an individual instance of having a problem on exam, you need to contact your instructor, because the Blackboard help desk will not be able to reset the test for you. We will not do that by policy. We will only reset a test if the instructor specifically asks us to do that for you. So you need to take those issues up with the instructor in the course. Okay, that's all you need to know about completing the exams. And once again, the surveys that you take at the beginning of the assignment list, those are completed the same way as this orientation exam is completed.